Hi, everybody. How are you? This is Cheryl, and you are with Person Centered Cyber. Welcome. All right, y'all. So, today I want to talk about a couple of people that I have been looking at, and then we got to talk about, we have to talk about how we do our work in cybersecurity. Okay. Uh, this is real stuff on the job project type things. Okay. Something that that is clear to me. I mean, crystal clear to me, not just where I am now, but where I've been when it comes to cybersecurity is that we put a lot of focus on having the technical skill, for pen testing and defending and all that, which is necessary. We need a lot of focus on that, but it cannot be at the detriment to doing good work, you know, to being able to manage processes in an environment. Because you knowing every tool on Kali Linux, but you have no idea how to manage situations in an environment, that ain't gonna do, what's that gonna do for you? Huh? Not much, not much. The whole thing about having the tool is the utility of it, right? It's about using it and not just using it to say you used it, but you're going to be using it in different situations. And we have to know how to do that. Okay. There's a huge, I mean, a big, ginormous hole, a skill gap in project management in cyber. What the hell is going on? All right. But before I get to that, let me get to this. I am subscribed to the Cyber Mentor. Y'all know the Cyber Mentor? I forget his name, his actual name, but go ahead. If you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe to him. This man is amazing. And he seems like just a good person. He's a good person that happens to be in cybersecurity. But no matter what thing he was in, I feel like he would just be a really good person. I just get that from him. He gives off that vibe. Hey, Maddox, how you doing? So if you're not subscribed to the Cyber Mentor, go over there. He does pen testing and ethical hacking and other things, and he's always offering stuff for free. Okay, I know. There you go. You know what, Maddox? He's great. He's really, really awesome. So he just made a video called what does he say? He says something about length does matter. No, does length matter? Which is, I bit off of him for this video right here. Does length matter, right? And of course, he's talking about passwords. But I love, now I've heard this before. We hear this all the time. We read it in the pilot, all that. But the way he presented it, I absolutely enjoyed, okay? Because he actually showed how he does the testing or the auditing, right, of the passwords. And he talked us through the whole thing. And what he was showing like the different passwords that he was able to crack, what their makeup was. You know how they tell you to have the special character and yeah, he has really good courses too. We know what the special characters, one capital letter, one number, all that. Okay. So he's just, you cracking away using a really amazing graphics card to just crack all of them. Okay. So what he talked about was he used it was called a single 3090 graphics card is what he said he used. He had 7,200 passwords and they did it for over 5 hours. Okay. In that time, he said he cracked two 19-character passwords. But the thing, and people say, you really want to have long passwords, right? To make them less crackable. But he said, now he showed it too. So make sure you watch that video. Does length matter? There were dictionary words in there, like regular old word, like coffee, okay, and cheese, lettuce, stuff like that, Right. They're very fast. right? And I don't know if people think that a human being is just sitting there, trying to figure out what is it. No, no. I think that might be what some people think, okay, when they say you crack, you turn this thing on and go take a nap somewhere and come back and see what you got, okay? So it's dictionary words, some of them were capital, there were numbers, and there were special characters in these 19, these passwords that were 19 character long. They met all the requirements and then some, okay? And then some. But he was still able to crack them because mainly from what he's saying is like you got to get away from these dictionary words. And I love so when he was talking about it, the whole thing he was talking about, I know, and he said that somebody at what do you say, 2 graphics cards. He said somebody at, was it Berkeley? It was Berkeley or something, where they had come up with another way, even faster way, using stronger graphics cards to do it. So, I mean, it's gonna be like password for what? You know? Oh my goodness. Anyway, so he was saying, yes, length and complexity matter. So what he suggested, which is actually what I put in this course that I went over the other day for the elderly people, learning how to use smartphones. Like at least what I find is an easy way is to come up with a phrase, like I love green umbrellas. And in there, like substitute the O for the at sign or whatever, like make it complex and all. So not only is it long, but the problem, it's got to be easy to remember for the person. Okay. It's got to be easy to remember. Otherwise, we're just going to keep reusing the same thing on the same thing, because people, when we're getting into things, like we're trying to do something, okay? And, we're not thinking about, having a different password for everything. What'd you say, Maddox? Berkeley? Yes. EYPC boards could hold 8 if you water cooled them. Oh, okay. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Thanks for that, Maddox. So, and that's the thing. It needs to be easy to remember because you got to know, and the way he was talking, you have to know how human beings are. Those of us in IT and cybersecurity, it boggles the mind that we don't understand ourselves, okay? And I cannot, I don't know how many times I can say this, but to think that somebody is going to read something, saying, you shouldn't do this with your password because it can do that, this, that, and the other thing. And just that's the thing that's going to supersede that is that I got something to do. Okay. I know you told me not to do this and it could be, but I got to get into this thing right now. And I cannot, I already have 100 other passwords to remember. I can't have 100 different passwords. Okay. So what the cyber mentor suggested also was he uses Bitwarden password manager. And he said he only knows one password, and that's the password to get into his password manager. But that makes me a little nervous too, but his video is really good. And I really enjoyed it because one of the things that I harp on all the time, and if y'all are over here, you know exactly what I'm talking about, is that when we're for the security, you have the word security in your title as your profession, okay? But all you hear is the opposite, and it boggles the mind to me. So when I look at his stuff, like he's doing it right, okay? Yes, he's ethically hacking, he's pen testing, he's auditing, whatever you want to call it. But in the same breath, the exact same breath, he's talking about your safety. He's talking about your changing your policies. Like, look at what you're doing here. Look at what's happened. All right. And since I'm able to do this, the implications of that are this for policy. The implications of that are this for, the way you are carrying out these policies. The implications of that are this in a technical sense. Okay. So that's the way he's talking about it. Yes, you're able to do this. So what are the implications for me on all these levels, on all these different levels? And that's why I just love everything he does. Okay. Password managers and YubiKeys. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because people, I mean, you know, we hear about passwords so much that it's like white noise at this point. It really is. And one of the things that I told a colleague of mine is that, you know what, when we really look at it, hackers, like I'm talking malicious hackers, right? They know they have it right because they know how people are. They know how people are. It's not just the machines they know. Okay. They understand what people do and how people. Now, if you're thinking like a hacker, that's what you need to be thinking about. How do people react? Like how what do people do, you know, in this, and that's what they look for in that research thing that I shared with you guys. The guy who was doing the bug bounty stuff, you know, he said he's trying to think like the developer. He's not thinking like cybersecurity analyst or cybersecurity. No, he's thinking like the programmer. That's who he's trying. He's trying to say, okay, if I were a programmer, what would I be doing here? Okay, that's what he's thinking about. He's not thinking if I was, you know, on the blue team, what would I be doing here? No, okay. We have to have that state of mind. And the thing that, so I'm on. Do y'all know about BlueTeam Labs? Let me pull it up just in case. Oh Lord, is it .org? What the world is this? Ciao. What's y'all's this website address? I was gonna put it in the chat, but I ain't putting nothing in there now if I don't know. What's the address, child? Okay, is this it? Here you go. Let me put the address in the chat. Oh, that's why, because that end didn't look weird. Okay, let me see. Here you go. Just in case, y'all. All right. So I signed on to this today. And a friend of mine, I started working on some of this stuff. So it's, you know, practice for blue teamers on, you know, investigation and forensics and stuff. Oh my God, it's so good. And I'm just on the free part. I'm buying it. I'm getting on the pro. Okay, that's not even a question. I'm just trying out the free stuff first, you know, because it's very, very, and I told him tonight, I said, you know what? This is my jam right here. Right. This is what this stuff right here, this blue team. I got it on the screen. Let me just show you why I'm talking about it. This stuff right here is why I went for the CISA first, the cybersecurity analyst certification first, and why I enjoyed it so much. The cybersecurity analyst certification is the certification that made me say, this is my career. I'm doing this. Okay, this is what I'm doing. Okay, I don't care what nobody says. I love this stuff. I really, really do, because it's very much. Let me see what they show you. Yeah, so they have all these different challenges and stuff, right? You know, and the wonderful thing is, you really have. It is a great site. Yes, Maddox, I'm so glad that you're here. You really gotta think. You gotta think. Okay. I mean, ain't no pulling up what you call them damn things that give you step by step how to SSH into something. Them things right there. Leave it. You have to leave that at the door. I'm loving this stuff. Okay, and I cannot wait to get more into it. All right, because anything that allows me to just take stuff apart and put it back together and ask questions that aren't, I mean, I love it. I'm telling you, I love it. I might, you know, actually try to be a forensics person or something, you know, because this just makes my heart soar. I love this stuff. Okay. And we're gonna be getting into that very, very, very soon. But all right, so let me tell you this other person that I talked to this week. Okay. Now y'all know Duan Lightfoot, Lab Every Day. He's a guy who talks about lab every day. He does a lot of amazing things. I follow him on Twitter, also on YouTube. Well, he made a video the other day, and I don't know the name of it. I didn't note what he titled it, but it was a very personal video. And he was talking. He was sitting in his car. It looks like he just walked through. So that's it, Maddox. Thank you. That's what it's called. He was talking about a change. Talking about making a change, some kind of career change, not 100% sure what it was, but he talked to some of his friends and stuff. But it was very as he was talking, like I knew exactly what he was talking about. And if y'all go to that video, you'll see the comment that I made, there when I was telling him, I felt the exact same way. We get in this space, and what really resonated with me too is when he talked about how he said, I'm not a selfish person, but and he was saying that because like he's got it, like things are good, good job, great family, friends, social media following, all, and it feels selfish to want something more when you have all that, I totally got it. Like I felt the exact same way. Like, girl, what are you doing? You know how many people would love to be in your shoes, and you complaining. So I knew exactly what he was talking about, but that's not it. Like, it's not like you're complaining. It's not like, oh, you have all that, but it's not enough. You want a different career, more whatever. When some people don't even have half of what you have, that's kind of the thing that comes up. But it's not like that, right? It's like it's room. I don't care how much you got. If you locked in a box, you ain't got no room. Okay. And that's what I was looking for. It's not like I needed more money, more clout, more followers, more, like none of that stuff. I just needed room to grow. Okay. Because where I was, it was done. Like I had no more room to grow, So that's what it was. Because at first I did feel so, and then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not being selfish. Okay. I need space. Okay. Who would be, is that selfish to want, space to grow? I don't think so. Well, I know it isn't, right? So his video, I'm sorry, I didn't write down the name of it, but he's sitting in a car. Okay, so if it's still up, go look at that because it was really thought provoking, It was, and I'm glad he made a video of that because I know that a lot of people feel that way, but they won't say it. They won't say, I want to change, or I'm ready to do something different, or, because first of all, like it's scary to make a change, like a real one. Okay, I ain't talking about, moving from one bedroom to another or something. No, it's making a substantial change is really, it can be frightening because you don't know what's going to happen. What if it's the wrong choice? But it has to get to the point to where, you know what? I don't know where I'm going to end up. But what I do know for sure is that I can't stay here. You got to get to that point. Okay. I don't know where I'm going to be, but what I do know is that I'm not going to be here. Okay. Like that's what I do know. All right. It's got to get to that point. You know what I mean? When you, and some people can stick it out. Some people, knowing that they have no room to grow, knowing that they're miserable, knowing that, there's no future for them where they are, they will stick it out. Okay. But we all have a threshold of pain. At some point, it's going to be too much. All right. And we're going to have to just make the decision. because what we don't want to happen is for the decision to make us. Okay, we want to be in the driver's seat, right? Yes, we do. All right, let me show y'all this. So I work with 4 different teams because I'm in policy, okay? And I support all of them. The team that works in the Security Operations Center, I'm working more closely with them nowadays. I work with the team, that they do the, what do you call it, the PKI. I work with a team that does the, they bring in the new hardware and software, and they have the change management board and all that, and they look for all those things. I work with that team. And the training team, to bring training into cybersecurity training. So I support all that. So I see a lot. Okay. Plus, I work directly with the chief information security officer, like directly. Okay. So I see a lot. And one thing I'm seeing that would really make everybody's lives better is if individuals got and used project management skills. Okay. Now, I don't know if project management is like a dirty word or something and people just ain't trying to hear it, or I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But let me tell you what I do know. What I do know is it's necessary, because you're managing projects anyway. It's not like you're going to get a project management and you ain't even got to get a cert. You just got to have the skills. Okay, you ain't got to get no certification. Just do the damn work. Okay. So it's like you don't even have to do all that. But what you do need to do is understand that the work you're doing now, you're managing projects, because they got a start date and they got an end date. Something come through, you got to get it done by this day. Okay, the last time we talked about POAMs, that's what that's all about. You have milestones to meet. That's a project, boo-boo. Okay, that's what that is. And you're trying to manage it without the proper skills. All right. That's largely what's going on in these places. All right. So what I'm gonna show you is, I actually have a Prince 2, which stands for projects in, what does Prince stand for? Projects in controlled environments. Okay, that's what Prince stands for, project in controlled environments. I love this certification. This is one of the only certifications that I actually go back to and look at the stuff. Okay, like seriously, I don't do that for Security Plus. I don't do that for CISA. I don't do that for some of the other ones I got. I go back for this one, and I go back to the certification that I got in value management. Both of those are from overseas. Okay, them people know what the hell they're doing. Okay, when they put this stuff together, because it's useful. Okay, I can actually use it. Okay, but I love Prince 2, and I ever since I got the cert, I have not abandoned the certification. I could throw a rock outside right now, hit somebody with a PMP who ain't never looked at it since they got the certification. Never was asked to use it, never was interested in using it, none of that. Okay, I can tell you that right now. But this right here, this is because they give you an actual methodology that makes sense and is easy to remember and to implement. All right. So I'm just gonna go over this quickly because I'm going to put together something more comprehensive. Okay, and I'm going to use a cyber project, as an example. This is something that I did when I was in OPM. And I had to create a conference. This was the very first evaluation conference that OPM did. Right. So let me show you up here. But I'm gonna run through real quick the Prince 2 process, this project management process. All right, that I'm telling you will make everybody's lives easier. So it was called Fed EvalueCon. Okay. And these are the points. You start up the project, then you initiate it, then you have stages. In stage 1, you do these things. You have stage boundaries, okay? And then you have a stage 2, and then, you know, you have other things here. And it's the wonderful thing about Prince 2 is use whatever you want to use, whatever's most useful for you, you know, and set it up the way you want to set it. So the first thing that happens for every project is there's a mandate. Somebody said, I need you to do something. Okay, whether that's JFHQ Doden or the CISO or your supervisor or somebody is like, hey, I need this done by this date. Okay, so what you would do in Prince 2 is you would put that here. Who did this? Where did this come from? And you would actually put the attachment. If it was an email, you put the email here. If it was, you know, them talking to you in the hallway, then you go to your desk and write in a Word document, such and such said this, and they want me to do this. This is how it started. Okay, you know the memes they got, how it started, how it's going, or whatever. Yeah, this is how it started. All right, that's your project mandate. Okay, now this has to be from somebody who can mandate projects. Okay, this can't be from, you know, somebody who ain't got no power, no money, no authority, no whatever. All right, they just you know, explaining pipe dreams to you. I wish. No, this comes from an executive, somebody who has some clout in the organization, all right, and can actually help to see this through, all right? So this was the conference. We want this to happen. All right, good. Now I need to develop a project team, okay? And these are the people who would be on the project team right here, okay? Then you have a team charter and all that, and you describe who these people are. In Prince 2, you need an executive, you need a project manager, a senior user, and a senior supplier, okay? And all these people have roles, okay? Then you have to create a business case. Why are we doing this? You know, what is this all about? And you do this here with this outline business case, okay? And then you do your project brief. Let's see if I can open this. Okay, and this provides the executive and the project board, who are all those people, the executive, the project manager, the senior user, and the other individuals there, with information to make the decision to it. Now the project hasn't started yet. It hasn't started yet. We're getting everything together so that it can start, okay? Okay, and this is the project brief right here. And like I said, when I do the more extensive one, I'll show y'all all these things, and it'll be a cybersecurity thing, all right? You're starting a daily log. You want to document all the stuff that's going on with this project. Okay, now I did it this way here in Trello at the time, but you have other, you know, you can use Microsoft Project, whatever you want to use, it don't matter. Document what's going on every day with the project. Now let me see if I can pull up one of these logs just to see what I put in here. Y'all not gonna be able to see it because I'm opening it on a different thing, but ooh, girl, this is taking forever. Okay, what do I have on this log? I have what happened. Enable editing. Okay, so on the log, I have the date of entry, the problem, action, event, or comment, the person responsible, target date, and result. So these are conversations, because at the beginning, what I had to do was have conversations with people who had run conferences before. I never run a conference, okay? So I had to talk to people in different agencies. And I remember calling somebody from HUD, because HUD ran a lot of conferences at that time. And I asked her, I said, you know, can you give me some lessons learned about the conferences that you've run? All right. And I put that on here. And when everything came together, when I was ready, I sent this to my executive, who's Julie. Okay. And this was her note. Looks good, Cheryl. You're authorized to move to the next stage based on our discussion today. Thank you. So you're just documenting all the stuff that, now Trello is really good for this, okay, but you can use, again, something else, whatever you want, right? But everything that I got back from the executive, I put here, okay, to manage this project. So she said I can initiate it, so here we go. We're initiating the project, okay? Now this right here, these initiations, you have to do this stuff in the beginning to avoid pain in the end. You know how they tell you, you're never going to get rid of pain. You're always going to have pain. The question is, do you want it now when you can control it, and this is no, I hear this a lot for people who work out, you know, like trainers and stuff. Do you want the pain now? Okay, in the gym or on the bike or on the walk or in the pool, wherever you're doing your workout, do you want the pain now or do you want it later when you're having muscle aches and your back hurt and you can't do anything because your body is atrophied and all? You know, you're gonna get it one way or the other. The choice is, when do you want it? You want it now, you want it later. Okay, now or later. All right, so you got to do this stuff right here. Okay, this takes time. It takes conversations with people, but once you do it the first time, it gets, I'm telling you, it gets that much easier. Okay, so and then after initiating a project, you're gonna have, okay, now what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Okay, so this is one of the things that we need a venue. Okay, so you now this is different than PMP, because PMP talks about a WBS, a work breakdown structure. Prince 2 uses a product breakdown structure. Okay, it don't want no activities. Don't tell me what activities you're doing. I want to know what the final product is from that activity. Okay, that's a different thing, and I love this. I absolutely love it. And then we have stage boundaries. So for every stage where I'm going to my executive saying, okay, we're done with this, can we move to the next stage? And she says yes. We have reports here. Okay, we have in-stage reports, you know, where we talk about the risks and the teams and the lessons that we're learning and all that, because somebody else at some other time is going to need to do a conference. Okay, and they can come here and see what we've done and look at the lessons and all that. Okay, and then we have the business case. The product list is here. And then this risk register thing right here, this is so important, especially when it comes to y'all's POAMs and stuff, and reaching those milestones. Because the thing is, it has to be more than you. Like, you're not the only one working to get these milestones completed and accomplished. Okay, you got other people, you know, in other areas of the organization, all that. Okay, and you can't control that, but what you can do is talk about what the risks are, and then come up with some mitigating strategies so that if the POAM slips, for example, you know, you can be confident that you've done everything you could do to prevent that from happening. All right. So when people looking at you, you know, you're able to say, hey, listen, this was the plan. This is what was agreed on. It didn't work. Okay, so what can we do to make it better the next time? Right. Or when you do this, you're actually anticipating that something could go wrong, and you already have a mitigation strategy in place to be sure that the milestones are reached in time. Okay, and of course you want your lessons log and your issue register. So again, I love this process. This is Prince 2, and if you look at what the hell is it called, the DOD 8170, what is that thing? No, not the one with the certs on it, the other one, the one that shows what is it called? It shows the thing. Let me see. It shows the thing, right? It's the DOD thing that shows like the oh my God, what is that thing called? I don't even know what it's called. Let me see if I can find it real quick though. It shows like the level that you need certain things. Like is it the IAT levels? Is that what it's called? I don't know what I'm talking about. I think so. Is this it? It's something like this, but this one only has it's like the approved baseline certifications, but it's got more than cyber certs on it. It has other stuff on it. This one only has cyber stuff on it. What is that thing called? Now, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask Dr. Phillips, because he's the one who showed it to me the first time. But anyway, I'm mentioning it because Prince 2 is on that, and it's higher than the PMP. It's at a higher level than PMP is. I don't know. I'll just find it and show it to y'all next time. All right. So next time I am. So we are, because I love using that process. Now one of the issues, and this is an issue too with PMP. Organizations will ask you to get the cert. It'll be a requirement, like in the job announcement, and you get it, and you get there, and ain't nobody saying nothing about nothing having nothing to do with a project. Okay, nothing. Because what they think, let me tell you what they think. And this is leaders in the organization, y'all. That's why I gotta come up with some leadership stuff, because these people tripping. Okay, the leaders in the organization, they don't care. I mean, they just want the thing done. And they feel like if somebody is in here with project management skill, then we will have them work this thing like a project, okay? But what they fail to realize, you saw what I showed you. I had a whole project board that included the executive. 3 executives were on the board. If you want somebody in here with project management skill, that means you are part of that. That don't mean they're gonna come in here and do all the project and ain't nobody gonna bother you with nothing. No. You are involved in project management, executive. Okay. Some of the stuff you doing gonna have to change too. You're gonna have to take out some time to look at this thing, to review this thing, to give your approval of this thing, to help come up with the risks and all. It don't work like that. You can't bring in a project management person and think your job ain't gonna change at all. All right. And that's why they don't use, I know that's why they don't use it. Okay. Because when you come up with these other processes, it's not just this piece that changed. Y'all saw what a system, y'all gonna have me pull this, let me pull this up right here. I tell you. It's like these expectations are nuts. I mean, it's just weird. I'm telling you. Can I pull this over here? No, let me do this over here. Oh, maybe I can. I can do it. I just want to. I mean, like this is how it works. Like seriously. Because these people here, child, I'll tell you. These people here. When you bring a project person into the organization, okay, or a change management person, whatever the skill you're saying, we need change management, we need project management, we need diversity and inclusion, but you don't think, I'm talking to you, executive, you don't think nothing you're doing will have to change because that person here, and they're going to do it all. What planet are you from? You see, this is the way a system works. If one of these things changes, guess what happens? All of them. This one thing impacts this whole system. Okay. So don't think you're gonna have a project manager come in here and your gear just gonna keep grinding the way it was grinding. It don't go no faster, no slower. It's not gonna tilt over. It's not gonna change color. It's not gonna no. That's what I mean. Oh, girl, like we gotta really, start thinking about this stuff. Like you asking for a project manager, is that really what you want? Y'all human resource people need to be talking to these folks. Because let me tell you what that means. Okay. Because why, like, okay, so the auditors are going to come in and be sure that you have a PMP person in here or something like that. But all they got is a title. They ain't doing nothing. Nothing related to project management anyway. Man, these people kill me with this. I'm telling you, they really do. And it's not about making the job harder. It's about making it easier. I saw this meme where the guy was like, let me show you. And it was so good. It was so good because where is it? Did I put that in there? Okay. I just be coming up with this stuff. Oh, here, is this over here? Oh, here it is. Yep, that's it. This is what's happening in organizations. Let me show you right here. Let me show you right here what's happening right now, as of last week. Okay, let me show you what's happening. Right here. Look at this meme right here. This one. Can you see that? You see these two men right here? They're pulling this thing of rocks with a square wheel. And the guy behind him is like, hey, I got some round wheels you can use to put on that. And then what he said, oh no, man, we're good. We're too busy. We're too busy to stop to put the round wheels on. We'll just keep dragging because we gotta hurry up and get this leadership right here. We too busy. All you do is look at it. Friday, I had a conversation with somebody. I just look at the phone. I'm like, that's all I can do. I said, okay. We'll just see what the feedback is like. Okay, and it's like, that's why I eventually like I gotta work for myself. Like I can't. I can't. It's like, how do these people get in these positions? Ooh. Yeah. But that's okay though, because you know what happens when I interact with these different people, I learn who I am. I learn more about Cheryl. Okay. When I interact with these folks, so it's not so much that they're a certain way. Okay. That particular interaction, and it's a unique interaction because no other person is like that. Like, think of the different people in your life, right? No other person, even if you say you just like your daddy, no other person is exactly like this person. So that person is showing me, and I can only react and respond the way I am with that unique person, So they're actually showing me a part of myself that I would never see otherwise, So that's the way I look at it. I with the the more diverse the people that I work with and stuff, the more that they allow me to see not just who I am, but what I believe and what I can possibly bring to the table, all that stuff. So it's not don't you come through here. I'm on camera. You need to chill. These kids. I don't care. No, you stay right over there. What was I saying? Yeah, so that's what they do for me. That's what they do. And I do appreciate that. As much as I bellyache and hem and haw and dog it up, I do appreciate it. Okay. And I appreciate you all too. So thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to see you all next time. Okay. All right then. Bye-bye.